Today, we are looking into a little mystery that might be hiding in plain sight, right on your food. You see, the government put a new label on things to tell you what's inside, but the real question is, does anyone even see it?
No, really, think about it. The last time you went grocery shopping, you probably walked past dozens, maybe hundreds of these new labels. Or did you? That's the big question at the heart of the study we're digging into today.
All right, let's get into it. First things first, where did these labels even come from? Well, this wasn't something food companies just decided to do for fun. It was a mandate, straight from the US government. So, way back in 2016, a law was passed to create a single national standard for letting us know about bioengineered foods. Foods that come from plants or animals with modified DNA. But it wasn't until the very beginning of 2022 that companies actually had to start putting these labels on all their products. And here they are. These are the two main ways companies can do it. They can either use a simple little text box that just says bioengineered, or they can use this official circular BE logo. Go ahead and get a good look at these two, because they're pretty much the main characters in our story today.
So the whole idea is that these labels are there to inform you, right? But here's the million-dollar question. Do we, the people actually pushing the shopping carts, even notice them? To figure that out, some researchers set up a really clever experiment.
See, they didn't just ask people, hey, did you see that label? No. They used eye tracking technology. It's kind of like a truth detector for your eyes to see exactly, down to the millisecond, where people's eyes actually landed on a food package. There's no faking it with this tech. And the results? They were pretty wild. When people were shown a package that had that official BE logo on it, a full 67% of them never even looked at it. Not even for a split second. Their eyes just completely skipped right over it. It's almost as if it was invisible. Okay, so maybe you're thinking a little green logo is easy to miss. Fair enough. But what about just plain old text? That should be harder to ignore, right? Well, for the text-only label, more than half the people, 54%, never looked at that either. Their eyes just scanned right past the word bioengineered. So here's the takeaway. When we're in a busy grocery store, most of us are basically blind to these labels. And this visual proof from the study just says it all. This is a heat map. The bright red and yellow spots show where people's eyes spent the most time. And you can see it's all over the brand name, what the product is, the nutrition facts. But the area with the BE disclosure, it's cold. Barely a flicker of attention paid to it.
All right, so we've pretty much established that people aren't really seeing these labels. But that just opens up an even juicier question. What do people actually think about bioengineered food, regardless of whether they see the label or not? To find out, the researchers also had everyone fill out a survey. And what they found was, well, kind of complicated. People said they had a high trust in science, and they were even a little bit positive about BE food in general. They even figured their friends and family were probably eating it. But, and this is a big but, when it came to their own intention to buy it, they were totally on the fence, neutral.
So this is where we get to the real paradox of the whole study. Because on one side, you have what people physically see with their eyes, and on the other, you have what they believe in their minds. And it turns out, those two things, they have almost nothing to do with each other.
It's a huge disconnect. In the seeing column, you've got this clear majority of people who totally ignore the labels. But in the thinking column, these same people are actually pretty open-minded about the science behind it all. It just doesn't add up. And here it is, the big scientific conclusion, laid out plain and simple. After running all the numbers, researchers found absolutely zero connection between whether or not someone looked at the label and what they thought about bee food. Seeing it or not seeing it, it changed nothing about what they believed. So if the label on the box doesn't actually influence us, what does? Why do we pick one thing off the shelf instead of another? Well, it turns out the answer isn't on the package at all. It's deep inside our own heads. To crack this code, the researchers turned to a classic model from psychology. It's called the theory of planned behavior. And the idea is actually pretty simple. The best predictor of what we're going to do is what we intend to do. And that intention is shaped by just a few key beliefs. And here are the three big factors. First, it's your own personal attitude. Do you think buying this is a good thing or a bad thing? Second, social norms. What do you think the people you care about would want you to do? And third, your sense of control. Do you actually feel like you're in the driver's seat and have a real choice? So how well does this theory actually predict what we're going to do? Incredibly well, it turns out. Just those three things: your attitude, what you think others think, and your sense of control.
They were able to explain almost 2/3 of a person's intention to buy bioengineered foods. Think about that. Meanwhile, the predictive power of actually seeing the label, it was zero. The real game is being played in our minds, not on the packaging.
But hang on, because here's the final and maybe the most mind-bending twist in the whole study. You'd think feeling more in control would make you more likely to try something, right? Nope. Researchers found the exact opposite. The more control people felt they had over choosing BE foods, the less likely they were to buy them. Feeling empowered to make the choice actually made them choose not to. Okay, let's wrap all this up. What's the big takeaway here? Number one, we are overwhelmingly blind to these BE food labels. They're just not breaking through the noise. And number two, what really truly drives our choices is our own internal compass, our beliefs, what we think society expects, and our sense of control. The real conversation about our food isn't happening on the package. It's happening inside our own heads.
And that leaves us with a massive question, doesn't it? A whole labeling system was designed to inform us, but we don't even see it. So if labels aren't actually the answer, what is the right way to have an open and effective conversation about the technology that goes into our food? Definitely something to chew on.